It is time to dig into more insane fat acceptance cringe. Let's get into it. Hey everybody, it's Tony with Big T Bariatric and I'm back at you with another video. Today it is Monday, June 12th, 2023. I hope you're having a wonderful day so far and I hope you had a great weekend. I certainly did. I actually got to relax. But the bad thing about these weekends now that I'm working is they go so darn fast. Like I almost feel like Saturday didn't happen. Like it just came and went in a blink and it was gone, and now it's Monday, and while you're watching this, I'm at work right now. So yeah, I filmed this on Sunday, so you know it's airing today on Monday. But anyways, I hope you have a good day anyways, and I'm sure you all probably can relate. If you work a job, you know how fast the weekends go. So today I'm going to react to more fat acceptance cringe. You guys love that stuff, and so we're going to get into it right now.
There's nothing wrong with my body. Fat is not a dirty word. If my body tells me something, I will make sure it is heard.
Yep. You know what, I think this is the dumbest song that I've probably ever heard in my life. And let's say I've heard that Friday song from Rebecca Black.
We so excited. We so excited.
I mean, this thing is just stupid because you betray those words every single day of your life. You say if your body tells you something, you're going to hear it and you're going to listen to it and you're going to give it what it needs. But you're continuing to get bigger and bigger. You're clearly not listening to your body, because if you were, you would take that sign of you being out of breath doing basic things as a hint that there's something wrong with your health and that you need to fix it right away. Or maybe just kind of walking across the room and your heart starts beating a little extra fast than it should be. Well, yeah, there's another sign right there. Or maybe the fact that you snore really loudly at night because you're starting to develop sleep apnea, or many other different things like, I don't know, having back pain or leg pain or knee pain or any of the types of pain that come with obesity. So, you know, dealing with all those things, it doesn't matter. You're still saying that you give your body what it needs. Like in the wrong context, you're probably talking about food. Like, hey, if my body needs food, I'm going to eat food. You are overdoing it big time, and you're gaining weight, and now you're telling yourself that, oh, I'm doing what my body needs. Your body doesn't need all that weight on it. You're lying to yourself again. So if you really want to do what your body needs you to do, if you're really listening to your body, you need to start listening close. Stop listening to the hormones. Stop listening to the brain telling you you need this food or that food. Actually listen to what your body is trying to tell you and realize you are in danger and your body is screaming out to you that it's time to change and it's time to get right. And then maybe you will. Maybe you'll start finally doing what your body needs you to do. All right, let's go to the next one. You know, I talk about on this channel all the time on how obesity is an epidemic. I even use it as a hashtag in most of my videos.
Obesity epidemic.
Because when you talk about something that's unhealthy and is continuing to grow, like the number of people who are obese continues to grow, and so do the number of diseases and deaths and everything else that come along with that. That is an epidemic. It is getting worse, and people are getting unhealthier and unhealthier as we get bigger and bigger. So yeah, obesity, fatness is an epidemic. This whole thing about eradicating body size diversity, that's not what it's about. Nobody's saying, oh, well, there's just too much diversity in body sizes, so we need to start eradicating some because some people just make us uncomfortable. That's not what it is. Again, stop saying people hate you and we're trying to kill you and this is a genocide and everything else, because that's not what this is about. All right, if we really hated you, then we would say, okay, just keep eating what you want to eat. Keep doing the things that you want to do. You're going to die young anyways, and then you're going to be off the planet and nobody cares. But the fact is, people do say something because they do care. They want you to live a long, happy life. And it's not about meeting modern day beauty standards. It's not about that one bit. It's about making sure that people are healthy. And if you're that big, you're definitely not living a healthy lifestyle. So that's what it's about. And this person isn't as big as many of the other people that we cover, but this is still fat acceptance cringe because it's absolutely stupid. Because they say just because we say anything about size whatsoever, because we try to advocate for health, that we hate them and we're trying to eradicate them. And trying to make it that everybody fits into some narrow standard of whatever. It's just absolutely ridiculous. But to them, that's just their excuse that allows them to stay fat, because it's, for us, it's all about modern day beauty standards, and we're trying to make sure everybody fits into the same hole, when in reality that's not what we're trying to do. All right, let's go to the next one.
I know people gotta be upset. You spend your whole life trying not to be a fat bitch because you think it's like the worst thing in the world. And then you see a broad like me, just a big fucking behemoth, living my best life. That's just gotta hurt.
You know what's going to hurt is your knees and your ankles and your back, and you know your high blood pressure you probably have right now, or the sleep apnea, or many of the other issues that can develop as a result of being that big. So you say that's got to hurt. Well, look at the life that you're living. You're not living your best life right now. You're not even close to living your best life. Living your best life is probably 50 pounds less than what you are right now. Because you call yourself a big effing behemoth, well, there are consequences and complications that come with being that big. You're not living your best life. You're not as attractive as you think you are. You're not as happy and healthy as you think you are. And you would be happier and healthier by losing weight and doing better. Focusing on your health is what's going to make you happier and healthier. Again, it's not about fitting people into any kind of beauty standard. It's about focusing on health and making sure people got their nutrition right. And they're not overdoing it, and they're not putting stress on their body. So, anyway, let's go on to the next one.
Hey fatties, let's take the stairs together. Welcome back to my series where I, a very fat person, take the stairs, even if it takes me time, even if it means that I'm going to be out of breath. Because here's the thing, the fat phobes hate me no matter what. I take the escalator, they hate me. I take the elevator, they hate me. I take the stairs, they hate me. I'm out of breath, they hate me. I'm taking my time, they hate me. And I am terrified to just exist in my body, and I'm sick of it. I actually am able lately to take the stairs, and I want to take the stairs, but it means I'm out of breath. It means like right here I have to take a break. And that means that I'm usually in fear. I'm scared of people judging me, and they do, trust me. Today I was feeling able, and so I did it, and I took my time, and I was out of breath, and guess what? I was breathing loudly, and I was walking slowly, but damn, does it ever feel good when I make it to the top. There weren't a lot of people around tonight, so it was my perfect opportunity. I'm here to normalize some fatties taking the stairs. Breathe heavy, breathe good, and make it to the top.
So she acts like she's all terrified to just exist in her body. You should be terrified. I did that video not too long ago, how painful it was to be 600 pounds. And let's just say, most of them were terrified. They're terrified of what their size is doing to them, how big they're getting, the fact that they can't even go up the stairs, that they can't do anything. And this person says,
Oh, well, I can go up the stairs lately.
which means there was a time before where she couldn't go up the stairs. And there's probably going to be a time in the future where she can't go up the stairs. So you're really getting to a point where you need to stop and take a break, where you can't even go up a set of stairs. And there's been times in the past where you couldn't even go up those stairs. But now you're saying, let's normalize it. Well, yeah, you should probably be taking the stairs more often. That's not what I'm criticizing here. Like, you should be taking the stairs. That will really help you out throughout your day. But if you're not cutting back on your calories, you're probably burning 20, 30 calories going up those stairs. I don't know the exact number, but you're not burning off enough to overcome your bad diet. Like, this is what's stupid about this whole thing. You're sitting there saying that you're terrified, but you should be terrified of your obesity. Not what people are thinking about you, not because people are watching you. You should be terrified of the fact that you need to take a break, that you are breathing so heavy going up some stairs. Most average people can go up those stairs no problem. Maybe they're a little out of breath by the end of it if they're not in good shape. But the amount of out of breath that you are at that size, being that big, that should scare you. The fact that your heart is pounding out of your chest and you're not even sure you can make it, and you're actually surprised that you made it, that's what should terrify you, not what other people are thinking about you. And again, stop saying we just want to kill you and we want to eradicate you and we want to destroy you and we're just fat phobes who hate you. Like, we see you struggling, and what are we thinking? We're like, man, if only she would lose some weight, she wouldn't have any problems with those stairs. Like, your life would be so much easier. You wouldn't have a problem doing that. That's what we're thinking. We're not thinking we hate you. Oh, we just wish this person would just fall down the stairs and break her neck and die, because then that's one less fat person. That's not what we're thinking. I don't know. This whole mindset is absolutely stupid. Let's go to the next one.
I hate skinny people, especially this bitch. I'm with my best friend Gome.
Hi guys.
And today we're going to be talking about fat people being friends with skinny people. To preface, we've been best friends for 10 years.
And throughout those 10 years, I've been skinny.
And I've been fat, so we know what we're talking about. So Gome, what is one thing you should never say in general, but especially in front of your fat friend?
I think the first one that comes to mind is when people say, I look so fat and ugly in this photo.
Because friendship between people of different sizes is all about what?
Self-awareness. Friendship is about understanding that you two are different sizes and have very different experiences in the world.
Exactly.
Here's another thing to be self-aware about.
When you go shopping with your plus-size friends at the mall and they're not trying anything on, don't say this.
Why aren't you trying anything on?
Do you not like anything at the store?
That's not very flattering on you.
If your fat friend isn't trying anything on, chances are the store probably doesn't carry their size. And fuck the word flattering. And now, Gome, I have a question for you.
Yeah, what's up?
If we went to the club and I wasn't let in because of my size, how are you responding?
In that situation, there'd be no other option than we'd all be leaving. But before, I'd probably kiss out the bouncer. And we'd probably get Taco Bell on the way home and watch movies in bed.
Facts. If your skinny friends choose to stay at the club without you, you're better off without them.
And one thing you should never do
is judge or comment on what someone else eats. Some phrases to avoid are,
are you sure you want to eat that?
I could never eat that. I'm on a diet.
You're really going to finish that entire thing?
Regardless of the person, you should never comment on what they're consuming. At the end of the day, your friends will come in all shapes and sizes.
So being self-aware of that is key.
The most important thing is loving your friends no matter what size they are. Guys, that was a whole lie. She hates skinny people.
It's funny she talks about self-awareness. Like, that's the thing two friends of different sizes need, is self-awareness. But what about your own self-awareness? You really have your friend trained here on how to treat you so that you don't feel uncomfortable around her, that she doesn't say anything the wrong way that might trigger you, even things she might say about herself, like,
no, I shouldn't be eating that, I'm on a diet.
Like, she can't even say that. You're so wound up around what everybody else has to say, even when it comes to their own bodies and their own experiences, that your friend can't even say anything without risking offending you. And that's disgusting. Again, you have your friend trained on how to speak around you so that you're not offended by it. This is the world that we live in today. I was talking about this with Scout not too long ago, how it's just like we have to be very careful how we walk and how we talk and how we perceive things in this world. Because even if it relates to myself, if I talk about my own experience, I have to be careful now because there's somebody else struggling, because there's somebody else who needs to lose weight but absolutely refuses to. And so me having my experience, me trying to lose weight for myself, me trying to get healthy, me being on a diet and everything else, like I can't even talk about it. I can't talk about my experiences. I can't talk about my goals, and I can't even talk about my successful weight loss because other people are going to be offended by it, and they're going to call me a fatphobe because I intentionally lost 200 pounds, which if you saw my video yesterday, I did officially lose 200 pounds. So go watch that video. Cheer me on, man. Like, we need to cheer on anybody who's able to lose weight successfully, who's trying to do it the right way. But we have people like this out there who just will not allow other people to talk about weight because you are just so scared of feeling like you're being judged, even if other people are trying to lose weight. That any kind of intentional weight loss is fat phobia to them. And it's absolutely ridiculous. Let's go to the next one.
Okay, you know how some people eat and eat and eat and they just can't gain weight? Why is it so hard to believe that the opposite is also true?
It's a good question, and I'm going to help you out. The reason is because the language you're using is subjective rather than objective. People may legitimately think they're not eating much, but they actually are eating much more than they think. And no, this isn't opinion or me saying that you're lying, it's just consistently evident throughout the literature. One of the most common numbers you hear thrown around on TikTok is 1,200 calories. I was eating 1,200 calories and I couldn't lose weight. Well, this study actually examined this question directly. The design of the experiment was to take people that say they eat 1,200 calories or less and can't lose weight and see if they're actually eating that amount. What they found was the subjects underreported their food intake and overestimated their physical activity despite describing their eating behavior as relatively normal. In other words, the conclusion of this study was that the reason that these people could not lose weight was because they failed to be objective, not a slow metabolism or low caloric output. And we have tons more data on misreporting of actual food intake, but this one was particularly interesting to me, because it showed that the obese subjects would not just underreport what they were eating, they would actually preferentially go away from certain foods. In other words, they were much more likely to report foods that were high in nutritional value and not the foods that were low in nutritional value, i.e. junk food. And this is why we need to get past subjective feelings of eating little or eating a lot. They don't mean anything. And to answer you directly, I can't help but notice that you're stirring a jar of peanut butter here. Now, if I was to eat this, that would feel like just a little bit of food. But if we want to be objective, that's the same caloric amount as all of these apples. To sum up, people prioritize feelings over the facts of what's actually happening. TNF out.
So here's the cold hard truth here. Fat people lie about the numbers all the time.
You lying, two-faced sack of shit.
And then you get to this woman who's like, how come we're the ones who are being confronted when there are people who say that they just eat and they can't gain weight? But what about me? I don't eat a lot, but I keep gaining weight, or I can't lose weight, or I'm struggling with this. And I saw in the comments, people are like,
well, what about PCOS? What about thyroid? What about hormones? What about this and that?
Yeah, your weight's going to fluctuate a little bit based on certain things. If you're a woman and it's your time of the month, yeah, you're going to have some fluctuation there because you're dealing with fluid. But it's not going to be static the entire time. You're not going to gain 100 pounds. You're not even going to gain 50 pounds. We're talking 5 to 10 pounds of difference. If you keep gaining weight, then there's something wrong there. There's an imbalance in the system. Hormones do not overcome the law of thermodynamics, all right? It's all about energy expended versus energy given. If you're eating an abundance of energy and you don't burn it off, it's going to store on your body as fat. That's how it happens. So to act like it's just not possible for people to lose weight, you're completely lying to yourself. And he's absolutely true when he points out the peanut butter.
What are you two doing? What are you doing?
I don't know.
Because people think peanut butter is this healthy thing, but there's an ungodly amount of sugar in peanut butter. And just a tiny little tablespoon of it is more calories than all those apples. Like, it is calorie dense. Peanut butter is something you should not be eating if you're trying to lose weight. All right? I mean, if you need it for a little bit of protein and you're dipping some apples in it or something like that as a snack, maybe you should start watching how many calories are in that peanut butter, because you think you're eating a healthy snack, then you wonder why at the end of the week you haven't lost any weight. But then you're eating all this extra sugar and all the calories from the peanut butter. And I mean, it's just, people underestimate vastly how many calories they take in, especially if they're not recording it. And even if they do record it, they still underreport certain things, such as sauces or any additional stuff that they add into it. So some of the times you don't even know what you're eating and you just try to estimate it on your own, and you vastly underestimate what you're eating. So yes, fat people do lie all the time about how much they're eating. I mean, that's just true. Let's go to the next one.
He said, listen, I can't diagnose you, but if I could, I would diagnose you as anorexia nervosa. She said, I can't diagnose you properly, but if I could, I would diagnose you as anorexia nervosa. In my head, I would say, oh, I'll just eat later. I'll eat later. I'll do this later. And it wasn't until I actually got the diagnosis that I started realizing, wait, I don't feed my body properly.
What do you mean that is a problem? That's not a problem if you don't want to eat. If that's the case, it's an excellent problem. But that's simply not true. You would have lost a lot more weight, and you're 500+ pounds. And you think you're not want to eating is a problem? You keep saying you're bulimic, you keep saying you don't want to eat. So you need to give up that.
And I feed everyone around me, and I leave nothing for myself.
I'm not gonna have them because you taste.
Yes, I am. They're mine. I bought them for myself.
I'm gonna eat the rest.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
I'm gonna eat the rest.
This one was absolutely brilliant. I love the editing. I love the Dr. Now addition to this, talking about how, oh, that's a nice problem to have if you're that big and you don't eat a lot. Like, that's a nice problem. So why aren't you losing weight? Oh, it's hormones, it's water, it's this or that. Those are excuses. Didn't I just get done saying that fat people lie? Obviously, Tess Holliday here is a big fat liar. Because the fact that she's staying big proves that she's eating a lot of food and she's not working it off. Okay? I mean, again, that goes back to the law of thermodynamics. For her to say, oh, well, I just don't eat a lot. And you know, that's just one part of the problem when we just proved right here that, yeah, she's taking all those chips. She's giving her friend, I don't know who that girl was, a niece or a daughter or whatever, giving her just a couple of chips. And she's like, oh, the rest are mine. That just absolutely proves what she said wrong. She is eating an abundance of food. She is hoarding food for herself. And then the other part of this is the fact that her therapist or whoever was like, well, I can't properly diagnose you, but if I could. And then now she goes around saying, oh, I have an eating disorder. I'm anorexic. No, she didn't tell you you're anorexic. She said,
If I could properly diagnose you.
Then this is what it would be. So one, the credibility of whoever told her that is probably shot to begin with, to think that some big person has anorexia. But at the same time, she wasn't even diagnosed with that, and yet she's going around and saying that that's what her problem is, that she doesn't eat enough, that she's just giving food to everybody else and she has none for herself.
I object, Your Honor, and I move to strike!
Her body proves that she is a liar, and that fat people lie about what they eat all the time. So when you hear these excuses from fat people, that I don't eat a lot, that I don't understand why I'm not losing weight, I don't get it, I'm trying to diet and it's just not working, I have PCOS, I have this, I have that, I have thyroid issues, some of that might contribute, but not 50, 100, 200, 300, 400 pounds, okay? The truth is that they're lying about how much food they're actually eating. They're vastly overestimating the amount of workouts that they do. They're vastly underestimating the amount of calories that they eat. And the only way to lose weight is to cut calories. That's it. There's no magic potion. There's no magic pill. There's no special workout. You can't work out at a gym for 10 minutes and say, oh, how come I'm not losing weight? I'm moving my body around. That's not going to do it. The only way to do it is to cut calories. To cut calories. That's it. That's how you're going to lose weight. Calorie restriction. Okay? That's how it works. So, anyways, that's my video for today. I hope you enjoyed it, everybody. If you could do me a huge favor, please look down below and hit that subscribe button if you like this video. If you're still with me, I really appreciate it. Leave a like, leave a comment, and yeah, as usual, I hope you have a great rest of your day. I love you. God bless you.